ready? So what were you saying? If you could pick one word that represents Chinese New Year. Or do you call it Lunar New Year or Chinese New Year?
I will say a Spring Festival.
Spring Festival. Okay.
Right.
Spring Festival.
Right. So.
All right.
I will say Homage.
Homage. Okay.
So that's
Homage.
Right.
Homage.
That's not a common word, isn't it?
No, we do use it, but I wouldn't say we use it often.
Right. So
in the U.S.
Right. So especially like in China, in here, like I would say, people use like worship or like worship God and things. But in China, it's like pay homage to their ancestors, to our ancestors. That's the most important thing during this time of the year.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. So today is Spring Festival, or in the United States we call it Chinese New Year or Lunar New Year.
To us, yes, but this
Spring Festival.
That's right. So this is a couple of days later.
So what are we doing right now?
So we're gonna prepare traditional, like authentic Chinese food.
Okay.
Let's put it closer.
Yeah.
There we go.
We're moving around. We're flying around.
There you go.
All right, we're trying to do this on video for the first time. Let's see how it goes.
So, so we're gonna have a shrimp stir fry with broccoli.
Okay.
So that's a traditional food. Like my family always cook that, and we have the pork with cabbage that will wrap inside the dumplings. Okay. So we're gonna butcher the shrimp. I got like nice shrimp. Like they're like not peeled, so we have to peel them.
This is different for me because I've never done this before, so I'm excited to try it.
That's really fun. Like,
so break the head.
There's just the meat, the body. Yeah.
Okay.
You break the head off. Usually, we're gonna keep it. You know, we fry the shrimp peels and the head inside of hot oil.
Oh wow.
And then we collect the oil. The oil is really like has lots of like fresh seafood flavor.
Okay.
So you do this. You peel this from the feet, the part of the feet. See that?
Okay.
Yeah. So.
All right. Tail comes off.
Tail comes off, just like if you eat a shrimp, unpeeled.
Yeah.
But there's an important thing. We want to cut the back open. And then we get the guts out of the shrimp.
Okay. Well, I will work on this part. Now, while we're doing this, one part of when I'm doing this next year is related to stories. So, can you tell me some stories from Spring Festival when you were a kid?
When I was a kid, right. So, that's in China, that's the most fun part of the year.
Okay.
All right.
Is it kind of like what our 4th of July might be, or is it different?
I would say it's Halloween to kids.
Oh, okay.
You get candy, and then Christmas, you get so just name it number one holiday. Okay.
Gotcha.
The biggest holiday. So to me, I really like the Spring Festival. I'll take that part.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, you did a good job.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, I shouldn't take your job.
Okay. So tell me a story when you were a kid that you remember about Spring Festival. What's something that stands out?
So I will remember it started with the Little New Year, Lunar New Year.
Lunar, okay.
The Little New Year day is 7 days ahead.
Okay.
So that's the day, like the gateway of the New Year. So everybody feels that New Year started that day. So we will have a family meal, but not as fancy as the New Year's Eve. But we will have some dumplings.
Okay.
Okay. And my family will get the fireworks ready that day. That's 7 days before the New Year. And we're going to go outside and shoot a little bit. Not all of it, just tiny bit. And we kind of warm up.
7 days before.
7 days before.
Okay.
And as a kid, I really feel that excitement like started that day. That's what I remember. The number one thing is the excitement.
Excitement,
yeah.
Ooh, that was bloody. I guess that's blood. I don't know.
It's not. It's actually the seeds. I mean, seeds. Yeah, like fish eggs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like shrimp has eggs too.
Well, that's
a seed.
I didn't expect that.
Every fruit has seeds. So is this fruit?
Does the shrimp. Yeah. Tell me why you chose that word homage in relation to Spring Festival or something.
Right. So you're asking about one word about the Chinese New Year.
Uh-huh.
So to me, I feel like it's most just excitement, like fun things to get together. But I feel like the tradition of the Chinese New Year is like always focused on their ancestors.
Okay.
So my grandparents, they are going to set up a stage thing. What do you call it? It's not a stage, but just like a little thing,
like an altar.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they have their parents, their grandparents' pictures there.
Yeah.
They're gonna
like a shrine.
Right. They're gonna put the insect lit up insect. Incense. Right.
Yes.
Yeah. Right. They're gonna light up that. They're gonna pick out the most beautiful fruit and some like little cakes. Put in front of the picture to remember to pay homage to their ancestors. Okay. So I feel like this is really like a culture in China. This is the moment of the year to remember your ancestor.
How did you participate in that? Did you also put pictures out of your family, or was that something that just your parents did? And do you still do something like that?
My grandparents, like, they like to do that. I, as a kid back then, I don't understand why you do that. So it's not a big deal to me, but they do make me to stand in front of the picture, and they will introduce the people in the picture to me.
Okay.
Because I never met them in person. To me, they were just a picture, but to them, they are their ancestors. But as I grow older, I realize that more and more. Like, hey, this is the part of where I'm from. My culture is. Yeah.
It reminds me of like in Mexican cultures during El Dia de los Muertos, where they put the pictures out.
Yeah.
They go visit the graves and they talk about their family. And I remember one thing that stood out to me. I think really this is the movie Coco. Have you
Coco,
seen
yes.
Where the guy says that they do that so they don't forget.
They don't forget that if nobody come to see you, or you get forget, you're not gonna exist, right?
Yeah. Well, and that goes back to stories, because
if
you have a story that is, if you start to forget the people from many generations back, and you forget their stories, then this seems like a way to maintain that. Is that what's happening?
I mean, like my grandparents will tell me like some stories about their parents, what they did. So my grandpa, my dad's dad, my great grandfather, right? It's I think it's let's see. No, my great grandfather. It's not my great. It's my great grandfather. It's my grandpa's father. Okay, he once upon a time he was the most pay homage person in his village. He was a carpenter, but he left the village, lived in a big city. But in his time, but when his father died, he just went back to his tomb and to just stay beside the tomb for 3 years. Didn't do anything. Didn't leave the tomb. That's a part for the culture. So as a son, you're supposed to show this to your father. If your father died, you don't leave the grave for like several years.
You just sit there?
He just stayed. He didn't leave. Physically, he didn't leave. All his meal, 3 meals a day, 2 meals a day, his other people deliver to him.
Now, this is what he chose to do, or is that what's expected?
So you don't have to do it. You don't do it now, but this is what you're supposed to do happen in the history.
I guess.
But not everybody is like that extreme. That's why he became the most son, the most son in the village. Yeah, what surprised me, I'm not really sure. It's about like it's 2 years or 3 years, but it's like at least I think it started 2 years.
That's a long time.
Yes.
Did you guys, when you were younger, did your family tell you any stories? Is this a time when that was common to tell the stories about your ancestors?
Yeah, this is yeah. So my grandparents told me most of this the stories about the ancestors. You know, my mom and dad don't really. They grown up after the new China, so it's a little bit. You're pretty fast, man.
Oh, no, sorry, I think I messed that one up.
That's good. So, yeah, my grandparents told me like most of the story like this. Like my parents, they don't really like tell me the story about ancestor, but they read books to me. You know.
Okay.
Like that kind of story, like Snow White. Yeah.
So, what are some common stories that you were read to as a kid that were passing down the culture that you were learning?
Yeah, so you know, like in China, we have lots of poems like from Tang Dynasty.
Okay.
So it's about like 900,000 years, you know, Tang Dynasty. So we learned that at school, but I also learned a lot from my grandparents.
Okay.
So they will read a poem to me and tell me the story behind it. It's really like, how to say, extract history, culture. So in the poem, it's like usually 28 characters, but it has a lot of like meaning behind it, like just whole story behind it. Yep. So I can recite you one.
Go
now.
for it. That would
Okay?
be amazing.
Yeah. So this is one that's from Li Bai, who is from a Tang Dynasty, like the most number one. I say he is one of the most famous poets back in the history. Okay, so this poem is about to how to say homesick. You know, it's like you like just miss your motherland or your hometown. Okay, so this poem is called 静夜思。床前明月光，疑是地上霜。举头望明月，低头思故乡。Do you understand? Did you catch it?
Every bit, yeah. No.
Yeah, that's right. It's really it's a really easy poem.
Is that something you had to memorize as a kid? Or?
Yeah, we do that. We learned that at school. I still can remember a lot of the thing I recite before. You know, it's just in mind. So this poem, the meaning is called the Silent Night.
The Silent
Night.
The Silent Night. Okay.
Yeah. So it's 床前明月光. It's the bright moon light shine at your bed. 疑是地上霜. It feels like the frost on the field, you know. 举头望明月. You raise your head and look at the moon. 低头思故乡. And then you just put your head back down, and then you start to feel like homesick. You think about your hometown.
Okay.
So he is not actually from the mainland China, like this poet. He is actually from I say Afghanistan area.
Okay.
He's kind of like a Caucasian mixed with Chinese Asian. He's not a typical Chinese.
Okay.
But he actually become the most famous Chinese poet, like back in Tang Dynasty. So he lived in China, but the mainland China, you know, but it's far from his hometown. He just wrote lots of lots of poems about that.
So when you're looking back, do you feel, thinking of that stories about homesick, you've been over here in the United States for a while. Does that resonate with you? Does that connect? Or does that really...
kind of like miss a part of it, you know, like where I grown up, you know, my parents, my friends, but my family is here, so yeah, I'm just more like busy with the kids every day for kids.
You're making your own story happen.
Yeah, but I really do want to introduce more culture to them, you know, like that's why we're like hosting this. It is fun, you know, like, but another reason like why I'm doing this is just really want them to inherit a little bit the culture.
Yeah, I think you do an amazing job because you've invited other people to come today, and you do these things for other events. What are some other events throughout the year that you do celebrate through China?
So we have like several really like traditional holidays in China. We have the Dragon Boat Festival.
Okay.
So on that day, people will play Dragon Ball, but we also just toss it in the trash can. But we also eat the sticky rice wrap thing, sticky rice with meat fillings and sweet red bean fillings on that day to remember a priest named Yuan. That's one of the like major holiday, and we have Mid Autumn Day. We have mooncakes on that day. Okay. So that's in the fall, to celebrate harvest, and we have old people respect day. So that day is we just show your elders, so get together, and let's see. Yeah, that day we have let me think. We have some other holiday. Yeah, we also have Chinese Valentine's Day. It's during the midsummer, fall, before fallish. Like in the lunar calendar, it's the July. Chinese Valentine's Day.
Do most of the holidays connect to the lunar calendar?
Yeah, we use actually before this. Everybody using calendar, we only use lunar calendar because most of people in China is just farming. Yeah.
So let's go back to your word. First before we do that, what are we going to do next?
Let me see. Oh, so this is the pork tenderloin. This is called guobaro. This is hey, I show you the bag. So this is the most popular dishes, like in the recent years. This is from my hometown, guobaro. It's the pork, and then we coat it with potato starch. Okay. Deep fried, and then coated with sweet sour sauce. Like everybody loves it. Okay.
And that's what you're doing. That's what you're making tonight.
So I'm soaking this. I'm soaking the starch, and then we're gonna do this after we wrap the dumplings. Okay. The dumplings. And now I'm gonna roll this dumpling dough one more time.
Okay. Let's do that. While you're doing that, we can finish up.
Yeah, I will do that.
So let's go back one more time to the homage.
Yeah.
So the Lunar New Year or the Spring Festival was this past Wednesday. Yeah. So tell me what that would have looked like in your hometown this Wednesday. Yeah. So
that day, both of my grandparents, like my mom's parents and my dad's parents, they all passed away. Mm-hmm. So, but in the family, we still have one of the elder left in my hometown. It's my grandma's younger sister. Okay. So my dad will go visit her house on that day. So all the family is going to be at her house because she is the oldest left. Okay. They're going to take fruit and I would say Chinese liquor as gift because during that festival time you have to eat and drink with the whole family. That was the most fun thing, to me now, So I think there will be around like 25, 30 people at her house that night. Wow. So they are going to wrap dumplings together. everything have to be made from scratch, just like what we're doing now. So this is dumpling dough. It's a little bit soft than I expected. Should be around 55% hydration, but who knows, maybe a little bit more.
How do you know?
Yeah.
Is there a way to know how much hydration there is?
That's right. That's right. One is called experience, but I have a scale.
Okay. That helps. Okay.
Yeah, but yeah. So you just pour water in, and use chopsticks, mix it like crumbly and squeeze it together. But you have to let it rest, and you roll it this like this 3 times during the 2 hours. So the dough will be ready in 2 hours, but you want to finish wrapping in like 4 hours. If it get too long, the dough is going to get sticky. The gluten will break. So this is the second time. It's every 15-20 minutes you roll it 1 time. First it's crumbling, but it's getting like smoother. It's gonna be more smooth later.
And this is the dumpling dough you said?
This is the dumpling dough. So later I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna break in half, make a big donut, and then break and just make a little piece of dough, and we have to roll it out. Everything have to come like from scratch. But now, these days, you can find dumplings at the supermarket frozen.
Are they as good as this though?
Definitely not. Right? So, I made some like the shrimp and leek and cabbage and pork mixed together. I didn't make it a little bit earlier on the Spring Festival day, but I kept it half to share with you guys. Today we're gonna only use the pork and cabbage. Okay. Yeah, because the leek, you have to go to Atlanta to buy it. There's no way you can find it here. The leek here is like this thick. Okay. Oh, I have a picture of the Chinese leek. I can show you. Come on. I'm calling you. I'm sorry, Carrie. I'm sorry. That's the Chinese.
So they're
leek.
Skinny, almost like green onions.
They are really skinny. They're like this long, this way. So it's just like grass, basically. Wow. Okay, but it has a.
Is that what this is here?
This is cilantro.
Oh, okay.
This is for stir fry later.
Okay.
And this, thank you. We got this. Let's see what I want to do. I want to grill this first.
Okay. Well, I'm going to finish one last question, and then we can be done. Tell me the name of the city you were from.
Shenyang.
Shenyang. So, what would that city look like this past week?
Okay.
And
so
any festivals?
So the city is in my memory, I don't know now, but in my mind, like city was nobody is on the street. Okay, we have like a big street, like interstate here. Like super busy, traffic jam. Maybe that's the day before the Spring Festival, the New Year's Eve. But on the certain day, there's nobody out. You don't see a car on the street. It's completely like a ghost town. But everybody's at home, so they're wrapping dumplings. They're cooking
getting ready.
Getting ready. And there's the TV. How to say it? It's a gala. It's a gala like a party. But every year I would say government will have a Chinese New Year gala. Okay. And lots of like famous people will be on TV. It's supposed to be live, but I don't think so.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, they're going to like most every family will turn the TV on just watching that. Okay. Okay. This like started around like 6 and lasts until midnight. It was a long time. Wow. And they will do the countdown like we're gonna attack. Oh my goodness.
Got me.
you know, like the what's that Times Square countdown.
Oh, okay.
So
Yes.
the gala
That
will
makes
also
sense.
have the same thing. You know, they have the singing, dancing, and traditional thing, opera, Chinese opera. We watch a little bit this year.
Okay.
So that's like during the meal, you know, and you know you drink and eat, and after everything done, it's probably like 10, 11ish, and the kids will put up their thickest clothes and go outside and start to do a little bit of fireworks. But you don't want to do it so fast because we want to do it at the New Year time.
At the right time. Okay.
Right, that's at the 12 o'clock, so we're gonna like time it down and just when it's actually 12, we just set up all the fireworks we have, you know, and shoot at one time.
Yeah.
And that's that time also that the whole city is covered by the fireworks. So my grandparents, they used to live on the 25th floor, so they can see pretty far around them. The whole city has fireworks shoot out. That was pretty fun. Yeah,
that's really cool. Now, is it always like typically the red and yellow colors, or is it?
That's like 4th of July, but it's not just one spot of the town. It's everywhere. But just imagine the next morning. So a lot of like, you know, that fireworks thing on. But they clean up pretty fast.
So who has the better fireworks show, in China or in the U.S.?
I would say like in China.
Yeah,
I remember like, yeah, we had like the whole town start to shoot at the fireworks at the same time. It's a little bit different, you know. I'd say like in the U.S. for the 4th of July, it's pretty, but it's just different.
Yeah.
It's just like you're just not doing it yourself, you know.
Yeah.
So it's just like it's different. You're watching other people doing it for you.
Well, I'm gonna let you get to it and then do this here. But
yeah,
thanks for telling me some of your stories. And
sure.
I always enjoy this. Is the second time you've got to be a part of this.
Wow, I didn't even know you recorded.
I know. Look at this.
So,
all right. Yeah. Well, thanks again.
Like fake shit.
Appreciate it. Oh yeah, video. I forget.
Oh yeah. All right. Okay. Bye, guys.